Life is unpredictable. Challenges arise, plans change, and distractions are everywhere. While we can't control everything that happens, we can control how we respond. This is where Stoicism comes in. More than just ancient philosophy, Stoicism is a practical toolkit for navigating life with resilience, clarity, and strength. Thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus didn't just discuss these ideas, they lived them, using Stoic principles to stay steady in the face of adversity. In today's fast-paced world, their wisdom is more relevant than ever. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what truly matters, let go of what we can't control, and take action with wisdom and discipline. It's not about emotionless detachment. It's about mastering your mindset to live with purpose and inner power. In this guide, we'll break down 15 timeless Stoic principles that can transform the way you think, act, and approach life's challenges. If you're ready to unlock a stronger, more focused mindset, subscribe to the Stoic Code channel and join us on this journey. Let's dive in. 1. Control what you can, let go of what you can't. Life is full of uncertainties. No matter how hard we try, some things will always be beyond our control. Traffic jams, other people's opinions, the weather, the past, and even the future. But what is within our control? Our mindset, our actions, our choices. This is the core of Stoic wisdom. Distinguish between what you can change and what you cannot. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the most famous Stoics, put it simply, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Imagine you're stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. You could honk in frustration, complain, or let stress take over. But will that change anything? Instead, Stoicism teaches us to shift focus, accept the situation, breathe, and use the time productively. Maybe by listening to an audiobook or planning your next move. By focusing only on what you can control, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and frustration. It's a mindset shift that applies to everything, whether it's dealing with criticism, overcoming failure, or navigating daily challenges. The next time you find yourself overwhelmed, ask, "Is this within my control?" If yes, take action. If not, let it go. 2. Perception is everything. Reframe your thoughts. Two people can face the exact same situation, yet experience it completely differently. Why? Because our perception shapes our reality. The Stoics understood this deeply. It's not events that disturb us, but how we interpret them. Epictetus, a former slave turned philosopher, emphasized this idea. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them. Consider a challenge you recently faced, maybe a job rejection, a failed project, or a personal setback. Your initial reaction might be frustration, disappointment, or self-doubt. But what if you reframed it? What if instead of seeing failure, you saw an opportunity to grow, learn, and improve? Think about Thomas Edison, who failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't see failure as defeat. He saw it as progress. That's the Stoic way. When life throws obstacles your way, practice this simple exercise. Pause, step back, and reframe. Instead of reacting emotionally, ask, "How can I turn this into an advantage?" The more you train your mind to reframe challenges, the stronger and more resilient you become. 3. Embrace discomfort. Growth lies outside your comfort zone. We live in a world that encourages comfort, heated homes, instant food delivery, and entertainment at our fingertips. While convenience isn't inherently bad, it can make us soft, complacent, and unprepared for life's inevitable hardships. The Stoics understood that true strength is forged through discomfort. Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, deliberately exposed himself to hardship. He would sleep on the floor, eat plain food, and wear simple clothes, not because he had to, but because he wanted to train his mind. He called this practice voluntary discomfort. By doing so, he built resilience, proving to himself that he could endure hardship if needed. Think about it. How often do we avoid discomfort? We hit the snooze button instead of getting up early. We skip workouts because they're hard. We procrastinate on difficult tasks. But every time we do this, we strengthen the habit of avoiding struggle, and that weakens us. Stoicism teaches that discomfort is the path to growth. Want to get stronger? Push your body beyond its limits. Want to be more disciplined? Wake up early and stick to a routine. Want to be fearless? Step into situations that make you uncomfortable. Speak in public. Start a new business. Take risks. But why does this matter? Because life will throw challenges at you: loss, failure, pain. If you've never trained yourself to handle discomfort, these moments will break you. But if you've already chosen discomfort in small ways, cold showers, fasting, tough workouts, difficult conversations, you'll be ready when real adversity comes. A simple way to apply this Stoic principle is to seek out discomfort daily. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Have that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Try something new that scares you. Over time, your comfort zone will expand, and things that once seemed impossible will become second nature. Remember, strength isn't built in comfort, it's built in challenge. If you want to grow, stop avoiding discomfort and start embracing it. 4. Control your reactions. Master your mind. Master your life. Life is unpredictable. You will face setbacks, criticism, and unexpected challenges. But according to Stoic philosophy, it's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you react to it. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, taught that we don't control external events, but we do control our interpretations and reactions. He said, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This means that nothing is inherently good or bad. It's our perception that assigns meaning. Imagine two people stuck in traffic. One is furious, honking and yelling. The other is calm, listening to music, enjoying the extra time to think. The situation is the same, but their reactions are completely different. The first person suffers, the second remains at peace. Now, think about your own life. Have you ever let a rude comment ruin your day, or allowed a minor inconvenience to spiral into frustration? The Stoics would say this is giving too much power to external events. Instead, they teach that we should train ourselves to respond with logic and calmness rather than emotional outbursts. How to apply this in daily life? One of the best ways to control your reactions is to pause before responding. When something upsets you, take a deep breath before reacting. This simple act gives you a few seconds to regain control and choose a rational response instead of an emotional one. Another powerful technique is to ask yourself, is this within my control? If it's not, let it go. Worrying or getting angry won't change anything. If it is within your control, shift your focus toward solutions rather than complaints. Reframing situations can also help. Instead of seeing problems as obstacles, view them as opportunities to practice patience and resilience. If someone insults you, see it as a chance to build self-discipline. If you face an unexpected delay, use it as an opportunity to cultivate patience. Finally, Stoicism teaches detachment from outcomes. We suffer when we become too attached to specific results. A Stoic focuses on effort rather than external success or failure. Do your best, but don't let your happiness depend on what happens next. By mastering your reactions, you take back control over your life. No longer will small inconveniences or negative people have power over you. You will become unshakable, calm, rational, and in command of your emotions. Remember, you can't control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond, and that makes all the difference. 5. Embrace discomfort. Growth lies beyond your comfort zone. In today's world, comfort is everywhere. We have instant access to food, entertainment, and convenience at the push of a button. But the Stoics believed that too much comfort makes us weak. They taught that embracing discomfort is the key to strength, resilience, and true freedom. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, regularly practiced voluntary discomfort. He would sleep on the floor, eat simple food, and wear rough clothing. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to train himself to be comfortable with less. He famously wrote, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" By doing this, he was preparing himself for hard times. If he ever lost his wealth or was forced into hardship, he would already be mentally and physically prepared. Nothing could shake him. Why discomfort is necessary for growth. Think about the greatest achievements in history, whether in sports, science, or personal success. They were never achieved by people who stayed in their comfort zones. Growth only happens when we push ourselves beyond what is easy and familiar. Take physical exercise as an example. Lifting weights is uncomfortable. Your muscles burn, your body aches, and you feel exhausted. But this discomfort is what makes you stronger. If you never challenge yourself, you never improve. The same applies to mental and emotional growth. Too much comfort leads to weakness. If you always avoid stress, failure, or difficult situations, you will never develop resilience. The Stoics understood this deeply, which is why they intentionally practiced hardship, so that when real adversity struck, they were ready. How to apply this in daily life? To develop resilience, start by introducing small doses of discomfort into your daily routine. Take cold showers to train your body to handle shock. Walk instead of driving to challenge your endurance. Skip a meal occasionally to remind yourself that hunger is not the end of the world. Speak up in situations that make you nervous. Another powerful Stoic exercise is negative visualization. Imagine losing something you value, your job, your health, or your home. This isn't meant to make you anxious, but to help you appreciate what you have while also preparing for the worst. When difficulties arise, they won't feel as overwhelming because you've already mentally rehearsed them. Lastly, embrace failure. The Stoics didn't fear failure because they knew it was part of growth. Every mistake is a lesson, and every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger. By stepping outside your comfort zone regularly, you train yourself to handle life's uncertainties with strength and confidence. You become less fragile, more adaptable, and truly free, because nothing can shake you. 6. Control your desires. Freedom comes from self-mastery. In a world driven by instant gratification, the Stoics understood a powerful truth. True freedom comes not from indulging every desire, but from mastering them. They believed that people who are controlled by their cravings, whether for wealth, pleasure, status, or recognition, are actually enslaved by them. Self-discipline is the path to true independence. The philosopher Epictetus put it simply, "No man is free who is not master of himself." If you constantly chase external pleasures, you become dependent on them for happiness. And what happens when they are taken away? You suffer. But if you learn to control your desires, you gain a kind of inner strength that no external force can break. The illusion of more. Many people believe that if they just get a little more money, more success, more possessions, they will finally be happy. But the Stoics knew this was an illusion. Desires are like a fire. The more you feed them, the bigger they grow. Instead of satisfying you, they leave you wanting more. Think about someone who always chases the latest gadgets, cars, or luxury items. No matter how much they buy, the feeling of satisfaction is temporary. Soon, a new desire takes its place, and the cycle continues. This endless pursuit of more leads to frustration, anxiety, and a constant sense of lacking something. The Stoics advised focusing on what is within your control and practicing gratitude for what you already have. When you reduce unnecessary desires, you free yourself from the endless chase and find contentment in the present moment. Practical ways to master your desires. One way to gain control over your desires is through voluntary simplicity. Try living with less, not because you have to, but because it strengthens your self-discipline. Eat simple meals instead of extravagant ones. Take breaks from social media or entertainment. Challenge yourself to go a day without unnecessary spending. These small acts build mental resilience. Another powerful Stoic practice is delayed gratification. Instead of giving in to every impulse, train yourself to wait. If you want to buy something, pause and reflect. Do I really need this? Or is it just a fleeting desire? By learning to delay gratification, you prove to yourself that you are in control, not your cravings. Lastly, remind yourself that happiness is not found in external things, but in your own mindset. You don't need to eliminate all desires, but you should make sure they serve you rather than control you. A person who controls their desires is truly free, because nothing outside of them has power over their happiness. 7. Accept fate and focus on what you can control. Life is unpredictable, and no matter how much we plan, things won't always go our way. The Stoics believed that instead of resisting reality, we should embrace it. Accepting fate, amor fati, doesn't mean giving up. It means understanding that some things are beyond our control and choosing to respond wisely. Imagine being caught in a sudden storm while walking outside. You could curse the weather and complain about your bad luck, but would that change anything? Number A Stoic, however, would accept the rain, adjust their mindset, and focus on what they can control, finding shelter or simply embracing the moment. When we resist reality, we only add to our suffering. Losing a job, experiencing heartbreak, or facing personal setbacks can be painful, but if we spend all our energy wishing things were different, we make it worse. The Stoics taught that suffering comes not from events themselves, but from our judgments about them. One person may see failure as a disaster, while another sees it as an opportunity for growth. The event itself is neutral. Our perception determines its impact. This mindset isn't about passivity, but about practicality. Instead of wasting energy on things outside our control, we should focus on what we can influence, our thoughts, actions, and responses. One way to practice this is by adopting the circle of control mindset, identifying whether a situation is within our power to change. If yes, we take action. If no, we let it go. Reframing challenges as opportunities also helps. Instead of seeing difficulties as obstacles, view them as training for resilience, a chance to develop patience, wisdom, and strength. Most importantly, embrace the philosophy of amor fati, love of fate. Instead of merely tolerating hardships, welcome them as part of your journey. Tell yourself, this is happening for me, not to me. Every experience, whether good or bad, is shaping you into a stronger, wiser person. By learning to accept what we cannot change and focus on what we can, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration. We stop being victims of circumstance and instead become masters of our own responses. This is the key to inner peace and lasting strength. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from within. By mastering our thoughts, controlling our reactions, and focusing only on what we can change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering. Life will always be unpredictable, filled with challenges and setbacks, but how we respond to these moments defines who we are. When we embrace discipline, cultivate resilience, and accept reality as it is, we gain an unshakable peace that no external force can break. The path of Stoicism isn't about avoiding difficulties. It's about using them as stepping stones for growth. So, as you move forward, remember, your power lies in your perspective. Choose wisdom over worry, action over excuses, and self-mastery over chaos. Live with purpose, embrace the present, and become the strongest version of yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Code for more insights on how to live a resilient, powerful, and fulfilling life.